Sunday to you. What's new today? What are you doing today other than being bothered by me and coming over and doing the podcast?
I've been out and about. I just did a 6-mile walk with my 6-year-old son.
Which is, by the way, like running a marathon with a chihuahua.
He does have very tiny legs. And he complained for, I would say, 95% of the time we were out there.
Well, give him a couple of Advil. He'll be fine.
You got to exercise. I told him. People assume that I'm just naturally thin. I said, no, on my Sunday, I go for a good 6-mile brisk walk. Just when you think that you can just take a pill or you can do something, you have to say, go out and run 6 miles. Turns out exercise is good for you.
I know.
And, moderating your diet is also good for you.
There is that, too.
I beat the drum there. I had vegetables last night for dinner.
Did you?
Try to eat less meat.
Really?
In general. Yeah.
Why?
Because it's not good for you to eat a large amount of meat.
Well, if you eat some meat, though,
on a daily basis. Like you can go a couple days without meat.
Okay.
I'm not going to go vegan. Don't get me wrong.
No, that's an eating disorder.
But every couple of days, just say no to meat.
What'd
no
you
to
think
meat for one day. So yesterday was a no meat day. Today, meat.
There was a thing I just read today that people are doing this gluten-free crap, and it is crap. Unless you're a doctor-ordered gluten-free, unless a doctor says that you will die unless you don't eat gluten.
Yeah.
You don't just need to get to be gluten-free, and now they're finding that it's causing cancer. When you give up gluten, your body needs gluten to some degree.
Right, yeah.
All right, so there you go. So I don't buy into these dietary fads, although, I do eat too much meat. I like meat. I would say, like, when it comes to dessert, if dessert were made of meat, I would eat dessert, but I don't.
Everything in moderation. Everything in moderation.
And occasionally to excess. You must admit you live by that rule, too.
I do. Well, yeah.
I've seen you.
I go out and get after it. Right. And if I have ice cream. See, ice cream is my weakness.
I know.
So I don't keep it in the house. But if I do, like yesterday, we actually got some ice cream as a treat for Brody because we did something. He was good, and I rewarded him with ice cream.
He ran 20 miles with Brody, and then he got a small fat-free yogurt. It was a big deal for him.
I will eat that entire container of ice cream by Tuesday. It's going to be. It'll last 2-3 days. That's it.
You have no impulse control. I've seen you. I've seen when Andy's frozen custard comes in.
Yeah.
And you will eat you're like that rat with the heroin feeder experiment, You were like that. You will eat it until you die. But you won't die, but you'll eat it until you regret it. And then you go, what the hell did I just do?
Well, everybody's lactose intolerant to a certain degree.
Well, yeah, you're not supposed to suck on a cow teat when you're 40.
Let me tell you, after having, I know it's a podcast, I don't want to go too blue, but
that's all right.
After having several bowls of ice cream yesterday, I had my morning BM today, and it was just, it was like a luge. Just, I'm like, what just came out of me? Oh, my Lord. Just a very liquid situation happening.
Now, I guess the big news of the day is that Chuck Berry died.
Yeah.
And
although he's 90 years old.
I know. And people are just like, the cause of death. He was 90.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you really need a cause of death at 90? Unless you're murdered.
What is the age? This is a good point. What is the age? There's got to be some sort of magic age where it goes sad to, okay, you had it coming.
Hey, dude, no.
90 is definitely a rich, full life, full of experiences. 90 is, we don't need to shed a single tear. Yes, it's the world lost an icon, but let's face facts. It's not like he's been putting out new records.
And every one of his songs sounded like, I'm sorry. Run, Rudolph. Yeah, Johnny Be Good. They all sounded exactly alike.
Guy hasn't written any new music since 1958 and a half.
It was like whoever invented the car. If they continued to make that car in 1890,
yes,
the same thing, you still realize he was iconic and the whole deal, but he really hasn't done anything that new in a long time. Other than filming women in his restroom at his restaurant.
Oh,
He did a lot of that.
Who doesn't occasionally tape a camera to their shoe and then walk around a Quick Trip hoping that women drop their purse and have to, never mind. So what is that age, though? He was 90.
Yeah.
Let's think of somebody else.
78 isn't it 78 or 74 the average? 78 I think is meant for men.
Yeah, but so Prince died.
57, right?
I think it was 54.
No, he's 57.
Oh, he was 57? All right, so Prince was 57, and everybody agreed that was too young.
Yeah.
90, that's pretty old. We're not gonna. Yeah. So where's that number? Like if Prince died at 63, would it have been tragic?
Still a bit too young.
68,
bordering on a little too early.
So when did Bowie die? Did Bowie die?
Bowie was 69.
69. So is 69 the age?
Because you're still sad. You're still sad.
Yeah, but 69.
69 is the new 27 when it comes to rock music.
I don't know. Well, it has 60 in it. 70 is 70. If somebody dies at 70, is it sad?
Yeah,
I mean, you're allowed to die at 57.
Yeah,
but with Prince and I on KCMO, we were doing the show, the morning show. I said it the day he died.
Yes.
With Prince, I said, and I knew people were going to get mad at me, and people did get mad at me. I said, that's got to be pain pills. Because most people, everybody might go, throwing dirt on his grave, let the body get cold. I wasn't trying to disparage him. If anything, it was a tragic story.
Yeah.
Like, that's an example. We all, but by the grace of God, that could be any of us, because it wasn't just, he was addicted to heroin, basically.
Yeah.
Opioids are legal heroin. Doctor prescribed heroin, and people get on them. He had some sort of back surgery because Prince was out doing all kinds of craziness on stage.
And his head caught on fire because of the Pepsi.
That was a different guy.
That was a different guy.
Totally different guy.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
So it's tragic. I think very sad when you die at 57. Not sad when you die at 90. I'm fascinated by that age, though. Well, at what point is it not sad? At what point do you just go,
George Michael was sad, but he apparently knew he was going to die.
Right.
He had some heart issues. He had some liver issues.
And people are saying he might have been murdered. Did you see that? There's some speculation.
Lately?
Oh, it just came out, I believe it was 2 weeks ago. The coroner finally said no foul play. It was not suicide. There was nobody else to blame. Nobody was lacing his food.
Today they're saying, though, that he was actually planning. He knew that he was not long for the world.
Well, he ate himself to death, for God's sake.
Well, he got gigantic.
Yeah, big as a whale by the time he passed away. If you got a bad ticker, you gotta start watching those calories. I guess it's my thing. Is it annoying when I talk about calorie consumption?
Not at all. See, here's the thing. I've been unemployed since November, and I am not happy with my weight. You know me. I'm not happy with my weight. I'm working on it. You seem like the kind of person that stress would make you lose weight.
Well, yeah, because here's what I do in times of stress. So I am unemployed myself.
Yes, you are.
Right? I lost my job a week and a half ago.
And by the way, it's 2:53. How many drinks have you had today? Any? None?
Actually, I had a beer after my walk.
Good. Okay.
I did have one.
That's cool. Okay.
That's good. A beer is good for you after you exercise.
Yes.
That's true. You look it up. I've seen that. I've seen those studies. Well, look, I'll bring that in next time.
Okay.
One beer is all right for your body because you replenish your body with carbohydrates.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right. So, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
We were talking about George Michael.
Oh no, we're talking about here's what it is.
Yes.
You said I lose weight when I'm stressed.
When you're stressed.
It's not that I lose weight. It's that when I'm spiraling, when I feel like there are so many things out of control, whether it's my job, professional, personal life, maybe I get dumped by a girlfriend. I've been this way my whole life.
Yeah.
I internalize that and I focus on what I know I can control. So there are a lot of variables that you can't control, right? If your company decides to lay you off, sometimes through no fault of your own, you find yourself with a pink slip.
Yep.
One thing I can always control is my physicality. So I can go for a 6-mile walk. I can start eating more vegetables. I can eat less carbohydrates.
Gotcha.
My body is everybody out there listening. Does anybody listen to this thing?
Well, actually, Barry's listening right now.
All right, Barry.
Ryan is listening in. I believe Brian's in Florida now. Luke is listening. Hello and Chetta. Hello. Thank you for checking it out. I know that several people are promoting this on social media.
Thank you.
Let's do it. It's Sunday.
So Barry, Ryan, I want you guys to take this away.
Yes.
In times of distress, the one thing you can control is your own body.
Yeah.
Rob, I want you to go for a 6-mile walk as soon as these mics turn off. I got to go at about 3:30. So at 3:31, I want you to be lacing up those running shoes.
I've already been to the gym.
Get after it.
I've already been to the gym today. I already have been to the gym. I went and lifted weights. That's what I do. I like lifting weights. That's the deal. So.
Cardio, man.
I know. I need
that's
to work
my
on
problem.
Cardio. I know.
If we could just merge together, maybe we should work out together. Because you could get me lifting weights and I could get you doing cardio. Look at my spindly tiny arm. I do no.
Seriously.
All I do is cardio, so I just waste away.
Yeah.
But I need to start eating more and just bulk
See,
up.
I'm the opposite, and I've got a lot of bulk up top. I look like the dad from The Incredibles. Kind of look a lot like that. So
I like they modeled it after an idealized version of Craig D. Nelson.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny in that Incredibles movie? It's like, this is what Craig D. Nelson, he talked to the animator. It's like, no, it's his shoulders a little wider.
Yeah.
Does it look Craig D. Nelson-esque, but a little brawnier, a little bigger? The same with the Sam Jackson character, too. That's a good movie.
Oh, it's a damn good movie.
All those Pixar movies, good kids movies.
Speaking of which, they're saying that this new Beauty and the Beast live action movie is supposed to be one of the top 10 openings of all time. I've not heard good things about it. You don't have a little girl.
I contributed to it, though. I did.
What?
I went and saw it
You didn't go see it by yourself?
On Friday night.
By yourself?
No, I took my son. It was between that and Kong, King of the Apes, or whatever the hell that thing is.
Jesus, can we just put that to sleep?
Yeah,
another King Kong movie. Well, it started out in 1933 for crying out loud.
He wanted to see it. He wanted to see the new King Kong movie, and to be honest, it looks like a decent, fair to middling action movie. I would have seen it, but I haven't done research, and my son's only 6, so Freddie, I don't know. It could be too scary. It could be too gory. If there's blood, it's only PG-13, but still,
the last one
looked pretty intense.
With Jack Black was
dull,
awful, and the whole scene when they fell into the canyon and the bugs ate him, and it was awful. Yeah. It was just awful. When my son was 3, I took him to Pirates of the Caribbean.
3?
It was.
That's a little intense.
Well, 3.5.
Okay.
So we went.
See, I'm trying to be a better parent than you are.
Well, yeah, it's not very hard to do. Anyway, I took him to see that, and I thought it's a Disney Pirates. We've been on the ride, for God's sake.
Yeah.
And then the next night, when he came walking into the bedroom in the middle of the night saying, the skeletons are alive, Dad, then I realized that maybe it wasn't such a good idea.
No, probably not.
So, but you chose Beauty and the Beast. Give me a quick review of Beauty and the Beast live. What did you think?
It was the exact same Disney movie that I remember, but see, I'm a guy, and as such, I think I only saw that cartoon once in my childhood.
Really? Okay. Well, you're younger than I am. You're 20 years younger than I am.
But those movies all came out. I mean, those movies were in the mid-'90s, so I was early to mid-'90s. So I was a kid. I mean, I was the prime target age, but I latched on to Aladdin, not Beauty and the Beast, right? That makes sense. Yeah. Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast is very, very girly. I leaned over to Brody. I said, I didn't remember this being so girly. And he looked at me and he goes, I know. I mean, it's all singing and dancing about falling in love.
Yeah, and the whole thing of a woman falling in love with an animal, the bestiality thing. You got to kind of explain that to him there.
That's very tough.
Yeah.
I did think it'd be a funny twist ending, though, if once the beast, he falls in love before the rose and the petal of the rose has to drop or some nonsense like that.
Sure.
She doesn't know what he looks like, though, right? She doesn't know what the human body form of him looks like. She only knows him as the beast. That's the whole point. Yeah. What if he transforms back into a human being, and then Belle looks at him and goes, "Oh my, ooh, I assumed you were a black guy. I'm sorry. I only date black guys. Oh man. Yeah. Now
you're a little Korean guy. What the hell is that?
I like you, but I have a type, and
I think you rather have you as a half bull, half man thing.
You're much brawnier. I was attracted to the.
You could shave that. I mean, you can have that treated. So. That would be kind of weird, man.
The other thing that bothered me, and I had a lengthy discussion with Brody as we were driving home. I said, Brody, so the servants all also get cursed in the movie. So the beast becomes the beast because he was mean to an old beggar woman.
It's like the servants being murdered and put in the pyramid with you.
She
kind of like that.
The beggar woman transformed into a beautiful enchantress and said, because you were mean to me, I'm now going to curse you. You're now a beast. And everybody in the castle at the time also becomes cursed. And the movie explains it like, oh, well, we had our hand in turning him into the egomaniacal monster that he is. So therefore, we are punished and cursed too. That's why they become, dishes and the candelabra. That makes sense to me, right? I see. Okay, they all were terrible. They all did a horrible job raising the beast, so that therefore they should be punished.
Yes.
One person that's innocent, little Chip, the little tiny teacup.
The teacup, yeah.
He's just like an 8-year-old kid that just got caught up in all this nonsense. And then I started thinking even further. Like, first of all, it's totally unfair that Chip gets turned into a teacup. First of all, he's going to have a horrible, tortured life into adulthood.
Well, they're filling him with burning, scalding hot liquid every day.
We don't know how long he was a teacup, though.
Yeah.
Could have been decades.
Yeah.
Could have been decades. We don't know. So, first of all, Arrested Development that entire time. He was 8 when he got turned into a teacup. Seems like he would have grown into mentally a full-grown man.
Yeah.
Then when he becomes an 8-year-old again, now he has the body of a child, but the brain of somebody that's decades older.
He's 50 years old, yeah.
Kind of a creep.
I know, it's kind of weird.
That's going to be a tortured existence. I mean, things might have worked out for Beauty and the Beast, but not for poor Chip. You have a tortured, horrible. He's going to be arrested for, I don't know. He goes to school now? Is he attracted to an 8-year-old lass, or is he attracted to women much older?
Maybe a teacup.
Oh, maybe that's every single.
He walks by a china cabinet. He's like, "Damn, that is one fine piece of ass right there."
What about when the teachers are caught, like busted, doing something physical with a younger student? Maybe it's just somebody that had some sort of curse put on them. Maybe they're mentally they're much older.
I was the teacup.
That's Chip's life.
I was the teacup for 40 years. I'm sorry. I'm attracted to you.
Chip's going to get some hot blonde arrested in Florida.
So what would you give the movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
Give it a 5.
Yeah.
It's more of the same.
You know what?
I'm much more excited for Beauty and the Beast 2, the messy divorce. There's no way that relationship's going to work out.
No.
What are the odds that the first girl that comes into the Beast castle just happens to be a soulmate? Talk about settling.
Yeah.
The Beast is...
And it started off because the guy stole his father, or her father, threw him into and they decided to change. You want to talk about, what is that the syndrome that when you're imprisoned and you fall in love with your cap?
Yeah,
what is that?
Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm. That's what it is. This movie is about Stockholm syndrome.
She fell in love with the Beast.
Fell into love. Yeah.
He was practically torturing her, for God's sake. Yeah, there's no way that relationship goes to distance.
No, and he was a bull for a while.
Beauty and the Beast, Part 2. I'm going to write it up. The Beast moves to Miami. Right. He runs a used exotic car dealership down there. He gets transformed back into the Beast, obviously, after Belle leaves him.
Of course.
Well,
he just stops shaving and, the whole thing.
He teams back up with Lumiere, the Candlestick. They fight crime by night. Lumiere smokes cigarettes. He lights them off of his little plane there.
Yeah.
He says he's trying to quit, but we know he's
Lumiere is very cool, though.
No way.
He's anybody who can get some sweet feather duster ass.
Right.
Dang. As a candle holder, the man has got some stuff going on.
The feather duster, she falls on hard times. She starts turning tricks. Tickling men for money. She's the streetwise one. Oh, the Beast and Lumiere have to go to her to find the crime tips.
Yes.
Right, because they run a used car dealership by day, but by night they fight crime.
Slip her at 20 and she tells them where the stuff's going on.
She's the huggy bear.
Then there's the underground child teacup ring that's going on there.
They have to bust it. And then they accidentally bust a couple of them.
There's the old silverware trafficking that is just, just
runs rampant.
It's ugly.
Beauty and the Beast Part 2, the messy divorce year. That's what I'm going to be. Other than that, I have no opinion on Beauty and the Beast.
All right.
Other than doing 20 minutes on Beauty. About 20 minutes on a child's movie.
You were just sitting on that.
I just saw the movie, for God's sake. I just saw it. It's fresh in my mind.
Let's talk a little bit.
It just came out.
About some other stuff. I've got some other stuff, and I don't know if I want to go political here. I got some other stuff that's kind of fun. And you've got a young boy who's 6 years old. My daughter's 11 years old. New study shows that 1 in 10 children aged 6 to 12. This is just in Oklahoma City, but I doubt this is. I bet this is happening nationwide. They don't know how to tell time on an analog clock face. Is that a big deal? Is that important? That you need, because honestly, the analog clock is kind of the abacus versus the calculator, isn't it? Isn't it to some degree?
And there's digital clocks everywhere. Right here. Got the cell phone.
It's amazing when you're on radio, for instance. They tell you got to open every break with the time. I'm like, there's a freaking clock on the microwave in my car. There's one on my wrist. There's one on my phone. How many times do you need to? I mean, honestly, when you're sitting there listening to the radio, it's like, holy shit, it's 3:04.
Right. I would make fun of you.
I would have never known that.
Anybody I hosted with, I would always mock. I said, you don't have to give the time.
I know.
Because people are listening to you in their car on a box that literally has the time on it.
But you have to time stamp, Jared.
No.
You have to tell them exactly when to listen, Jared, because in a half an hour, at 6 minutes past the hour, you've got to tell them when you're going to do something. That's because that's what the programmers are saying, the consultants are saying. You have to tell them the time. Because time otherwise would be a completely foreign thing to the average listener.
It gets funny when people I've worked with some people. I guess I still do. I not to disparage the man, but Dan Israel, Chiefs Radio Network.
Yeah, great guy.
I love Dan. And Dan's a very competent guy. But Dan, when he timestamps, you can listen to him next Chiefs season. Be paying attention because you'll hear Dan Israel on the pregame who'll go, coming up at 3:19, we're going to go inside the locker room.
I know.
With 3:19, just round up to 3:20, please. I know it's been beaten into your head that you have to timestamp, and he's looking at a meticulous clock, like he has everything planned out.
Nobody is going to remember it.
No, well, first 3:19 versus 3:20, like it sounds weird when you hear the 3:19.
Maybe he feels like he's a Walmart pricing thing. Everything's 98 cents. Although it's not $4, it's $3.98.
The more I think about it, I guess Dan has a long, illustrious career behind and ahead of him.
Much better than you and
I'm unemployed.
Yeah, both of them.
I'm sitting in your side room.
Pretty much,
in a very hot sunroom right now.
Is it kind of warm right now?
It's a little way. It's just a hot day. That's all right.
Open the door there.
No. We'll ruin our.
You take your shirt off if you want.
No, I'm going to keep that on.
You sure?
No, I'm going to keep it on.
I'm just saying, if you're uncomfortable, you might as well take it off.
What else we got, buddy? What's in the news? I'm going to keep my shirt on.
This is funny. Let me ask you this. Are you the kind of person who freaks out when you lose your cell phone? I will tell you, I am. It's gotten bad. If I don't know where my cell phone is. I not crazy, but definitely. Where's my phone? Where's my Avery? Call me on my phone. And then it builds. When you lose yourself, when you put your phone down, you don't know where it is. How bad is it, and how stressful would you consider that versus some other things in your life?
Well, I'll tell you how. It's probably a bad sign because
that could have been a job. That could have been a job. They could have called me.
I did have a full inbox. My phone got blown up after I got let go by KCMO, and
nice.
my inbox got. It's flattering. It's nice that so many people called and left messages, and I'm very bad.
Or
about
just
checking.
to taunt you.
I usually just call somebody back. I don't check the voicemail. Yeah, people, ha ha ha. I knew it was only a matter of time.
Jerkweed.
I believe that did happen to at least one person. I don't want to go into it.
I know.
Don't be burning any bridges for me, Rob.
Thank you.
Don't be making me burn any bridges either. Yes. No, but I did have a full inbox, and I missed a call from a potential employer, and had to call him right back. He said, "By the way, your inbox is full. If you're hunting for a job," he said, "I know. It's very awkward." I never lose my phone though. So that probably shows you just how important my phone is.
Yeah.
I never lose the phone because the phone is always on me. I carry it room to room. It's always in my pocket.
Where is my phone, by the way?
See, you're a little older than me, so I don't think the phone. To me, I am attached to this thing.
Oh, so am I, dude.
And in the future, I believe this. I believe this wholeheartedly. In the future, the phone will literally be attached to you.
Oh, I don't doubt
It's going to be something implanted into your head.
I doubt that.
Because this is a very imperfect device.
Oh yeah.
Not to go all Marshall McLuhan, but the media. What's his thing? The message is in the medium.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? So
I have no freaking clue.
You think about the purest form of the technology, right?
Yes.
So transportation is a good example. Right now we have cars. Cars are a very efficient way to get from point A to point B, but they're not perfect. Yeah. What we really want is Rob calls me, "Hey, Jared, you want to come over?" "Yeah, I'll be there at 2:30. Boom, I'm there at 2:30. Yeah. So at some point, human beings will invent the way to instantaneously get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Because every single piece of technology we've ever had from the beginning of time, whether it's taming horses, horseshoes, stables, the entire infrastructure around raising horses, that was the best technology of that time to get from point A to point B. Cars supplanted that.
And by the way, and I'll tell you right now, and I would predict this in the next 5, certainly in 10 years, the trucking industry is gone.
Yeah.
The taxi industry is gone. The car insurance industry is gone. The traffic enforcement industry is gone.
Right.
All of these things are gone.
There's
no reason why you and I should have to. And listen, I like to drive. Don't get me wrong. But there's no reason why that self-driving cars will not be the thing in 5 years, Jared. It's already happening. I mean, we got to weed out all the other cars.
Technology-wise, I agree with you because I think you can even. I was seeing an article online the other day about how they could retrofit. There are companies springing up that are going to retrofit existing cars, so you could have your old, 1973 Cutlass and just you could put something inside.
Thank God, because I don't want to get rid of that Toyota minivan, that 2004 Toyota minivan in the driveway.
You'll have to have one of those big weird the Google eyeball thing.
Yes, on top of
you might, but I mean, it's going to be a company that's going to spring up like that. But I think the only thing that would stop it from happening in 5 years, even though the technology would be there, would be like you said, the insurance industry would fight it tooth and nail in the legislatures. State legislatures are going to be. It's going to be a messy fight.
It's just like when you're at the grocery store. There's that one lone cashier next to the automated cashiers over here with the one special needs person operating all four of them. Listen, it's not clearing my credit card, or this isn't weighing right. The guy comes over and he takes care of you.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And the same way with music radio. I've said the same thing about music radio. So, but anyway, back to
the cell phone thing though is just like that though. It's going to be the same thing. I mean, at some point, dogs
barking here.
Very professional.
All right, hold on a second.
Trying to do a podcast.
Hold on, let me tell my daughter to.
I'm gonna explain the cell phone thing. The cell phone thing works like this. Every single piece of technology has been getting us to the point of having our cell phones implanted inside of us. Because what we really, really want, I don't even know where I'm supposed to be looking, is to be able to instantaneously communicate. Don't tell your daughter you're going to kill her. What I said, Rob, is what we really want is to be able to instantaneously communicate.
Yes.
So you would have been able to sit in your chair and think to your daughter, Avery, come down and get the damn dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the cell phone, imperfect, because it's a glass screen, it drops, it breaks. But that's what we want.
We are going to be able to.
That's how I know we will make it happen. Anything that people want, we make happen.
Well, and the same thing with going to Mars, the same thing with space travel. I think there's a point where we're going to be able to. We've always been able to overcome things. I think that the universe exists There's no reason why we should be here. We'll figure out something. We'll figure out a wormhole.
Long term.
We'll figure out something to get to wherever.
You know what I think? Can I just give you my far out theory?
We've already gone pretty far on this one so far.
Do you have any weed here? Because I'm gonna blow your mind.
I don't, unfortunately.
I don't smoke.
I'm gonna go to Denver soon. What?
Yeah.
No, just for the edibles. I'm not gonna smoke. I don't like smoking.
Not my thing.
Yeah.
But here's
I'll eat the hell out of some brownies though.
Here's my deep thought.
Yes.
What if the reason we've never been visited by some sort of advanced alien species is because when a species gets to the point that we are, and they get advanced to the point where they're on the precipice of being able to leave and go out into deep space, what if they just all decide that it's not worth it? Because there's nothing really out there.
Well, and
we can go to these planets, but what's the point? I mean, they just discovered last month. They came out with TRAPPIST 1, 2, 3, all the way through 7.
But you've got to fly at the speed of light, which we cannot do.
They're really close, but they're like 40 light years.
So by the time you come back, if you could travel speed of light, you can't.
Right.
It's 80 years in the future. You haven't aged at all.
Yeah.
But everybody you know is dead.
Yes.
I know this.
Nobody's going to do that.
No.
So what if you get to the point, though, where you just go, it's just not worth it. And then you start working digitally. Because right now, I mean, we can simulate. Think about all the video games and think about the virtual. Have you done any of the virtual goggles? I mean, the technology's getting good, man.
Porn is so. I mean, I saw a documentary the other day.
You joke, but it is. I've watched some of that VR.
I haven't seen virtual porn. I haven't seen that.
It's getting good, man. Everything's good. The games are good. You can put one on. You can be in the ocean, and it looks like you're in the ocean.
But I did that at Best Buy, and it was so funny because I knocked over a thing with gift cards.
You knocked over a Best Buy?
Gift cards. Yeah, there was a gift.
I know times are tough.
No, I
don't
didn't.
knock over a Best Buy.
I thought about it.
Cameras all over the place.
We have a little bank up here, and I'm kind of scoping. I'm getting there. But no, I knocked over a rack of gift cards.
Think about Pong, though, Rob. You had Pong, right? How old were you when Pong came out?
I was like 8.
You were 8 when Pong. Okay, so now you're
7 or 8. I think it was like $500, and the friends up the road got it.
Okay,
and we were like, boop, boop, all day. Oh my God, this is so good.
So now here we are, like 40 some odd years after that moment. So within your lifetime, we have virtual reality headsets where you can be totally immersed in a new world.
Yeah.
What happens 40 years from now?
Then you download your brain.
You're going to be. That's what I'm saying.
We will. It's going to happen.
So maybe that's
your
why
your consciousness will be, I think, downloaded.
And then we'll be able to, send a space probe out to Mars. But then you'll be able to put this VR thing. You'll be on Mars, but you'll be in the comfort of the planet Earth.
Well, we've already got that to some degree with the Mars rover.
Yeah, but But I'm saying that you can launch a probe that has cameras all over it, and then you just slip your little headset on. Maybe you'll have like an avatar. Maybe you can send a robot version of you, and it just walks around. You put the VR, and you're out there controlling.
Well,
maybe that's why no advanced species ever goes out, though, because once you get to this point, you go, to the birds. That's space travel. Yeah, everything's digital. Boom! I'm going to sit here and watch VR porn all day.
Yeah, and they don't have
I'll never leave my room again.
They don't have delivery pizza on Mars. I mean, what the hell?
Sounds terrible.
There's some people who want to go to Mars. They've already said that they will go to Mars. They will go to Mars, and they're going to die on Mars.
Yeah.
What the hell is the point? It would suck there. What do you honestly? You can't. A robot can figure out what minerals are. It tests the minerals. It tells you what's there. Tells you about the atmosphere. It can roll along. You can sit there and watch it. What's the point in going there and dying in absolute loneliness, being barraged by all sorts of radiation because there's no magnetosphere, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Why would you do that?
Yeah. All right. So here's a hypothetical.
And by the way, it's not the place to raise your kid. In fact, it's cold as hell.
Yeah. Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Nobody needs that. So if I could give you the ability to go to Mars and you land on Mars, you touch down, Rob Carson, first man on Mars.
Yeah.
Then you get back in your spaceship and you come back.
Yeah.
Or a whole year, you travel around on a cruise ship around the entire planet Earth. What would you choose?
I think I want to do the cruise ship.
You would do the cruise ship?
I want to do the cruise ship.
Hit the whole European, down to Asia. You spend a whole year on a boat?
I haven't explored this planet. Why the hell would I want to go, explore a waterless, atmosphereless planet out there?
Well, there's history to be made, though, with Mars.
I don't care about making history.
And it's going to take you a long damn time.
Forgotten. History's forgotten.
Okay.
History's forgotten.
All right, so you would go around the Earth on a cruise ship.
It's a 6-month cruise to Mars each way.
Does it take that long?
6 months, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, 6 months each way.
It's terrible.
That's the fastest we can go right now.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on to some other things here, although that was terrific, by the way.
Riveting.
We went to Mars and we came back here.
I hope everybody was smoking while they hope everybody got high.
Let's get a little political here. Donald Trump's new budget. Talking about the one thing that everybody's angry about is getting rid of the National Endowment for the Arts or cutting it dramatically.
Right.
This would impact all sorts of different programs, including NPR and PBS. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, how much do we fund PBS and NPR right now? Do you have the dollar figure?
I think that we fund NPR to the tune of $455 million a year, which would make it easily one of the larger broadcast companies in the country. And a lot of places like in D.C. and other places, the NPR station is one of the higher rated stations.
Is it?
They already run sponsorships on these things.
Yeah.
Now, there may have been a time when there were only so many selections on the dial on TV. I'm the last generation that had 3 TV channels plus PBS.
Yeah.
That was it. I'm the last generation that just had radio signals and an NPR affiliate down here at 90.5 or whatever. So I think it's bullcrap. First of all, when it comes to PBS, they always say taking a Big Bird and the Muppets are $1 billion enterprise.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
And
there are a million other ways you can watch educational television on television. I think it's time to push them out of the nest. There may have been a place where we needed culture where there were only 3 channels. I would, and listen, I worked at an NPR affiliate for 4 years.
Yeah.
And I say, bye-bye to the funding. What about the arts, though? What about symphony? What about whatever? Should we rely on tickets to this or what?
If it can be monetized, it probably is monetized, like you're saying, because we were talking about this last time I was on here. Sesame Street sold to HBO. Like HBO bought them. I mean, they bought like Sesame Street Workshop or whatever the hell they did. So that's a good example. And I listen to a lot of NPR podcasts. Radio Lab.
And by the
Radio Lab, I believe, is one of the number 1 podcasts. Excellent show, excellent quality.
They should make money on that.
They have sponsorships. They break down at least 3 times within an episode, and they do a live read. I mean, but they do a read within the story. So for a 45-minute show, you get 3 commercials, which seems fair. Whatever you need to do to keep the lights on. Yeah. But they're also getting a lot of public funding as well.
Oh, and you should see their facilities in Washington, D.C.
Well,
they're the deal. And listen, you and I work for crap. I mean, we've worked in studios that are crap.
Private radios,
But the NPR just built I think a $300 million facility.
Wow.
It's spectacular. They have shows, and I think that podcast I heard the other day, some of these podcasts have 15 people working on them.
Yeah.
No, doesn't happen in commercial radio.
No, it does not.
Doesn't happen in commercial radio.
And they only put out 1 or 2 episodes a month.
Thank you.
But they're very high quality.
I know they are.
Very good. I mean, truly investigative journalism on different topics. So,
yes.
I mean, it's kind of, I'm torn on it because I do consume a lot of the PBS and NPR products. I mean, Nova's a good show.
Nova's a good show.
Well, you see, Nova is better than anything on Discovery Channel. Discovery Channel is just, a lot of it's just ridiculous now. I mean, everything's about freaking aliens now.
Yeah. But
were the pyramids built by aliens? No, they were not. Okay, moving on. Next channel. Searching for Bigfoot. Okay, well, you're not going to find him. Show after show, they never find Bigfoot.
My favorite show.
That's on the Learning Channel and Discovery Channel.
So they don't garbage. They don't search for Bigfoot on.
They never
PBS.
Find him. I don't know how that's possible.
You think sooner or later? Eureka!
I don't know how you do an entire show just week after week. They just don't. Darn it! He got the jump on us again. Right? I'm sure he was going to be around that clearing. No, he never is.
You could find the Unabomber, but they can't find freaking Bigfoot.
Yeah,
the Unabomber was actually an intelligent human being with a degree who had a typewriter and lived. Bigfoot just kind of walks around and poops and leaves footprints.
Most people are dumb though. They would rather watch people go out into the woods and search for something that doesn't exist on the Discovery Channel. PBS does not do that. PBS has standards.
Yes, great. Pay for it. You pay for it. Do a PBS version of Netflix.
But most people would not pay for it though. Most people. So that means Nova and Radio Lab and all these edifying educational programs. I believe those would go away. Because you see what happens with private enterprise. This is what happens.
No. Put your money where your mouth is. If you want to go see the effing symphony, pay for the effing symphony.
Right.
If you want to go to what, pay for it. But wait, what about poor people? Pay. If it's so important to you that poor people see the arts, then you pay for it. I think it's an antiquated idea to fund the arts. I mean, I understand the arts, but we are exposed to a lot of art in our lives. It's not like it used to be where we were living in little villages out in the middle of nowhere. We have exposure to art everywhere. We know how important it is, and it should be able to, particularly with public broadcasting, which to me it smacks of, the government should not be involved in broadcasting. And it shouldn't be, and maybe it's because I see a lot of bias, certainly at NPR, and certainly at PBS. There's a lot of political bias in it.
That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
They should try to get that out. I mean, believe you me, I'm talking about nothing political right now. I'm talking about purely the edifying science programs for the most part. But this is what happens with Discovery Channel and the Learning Channel are perfect examples. When you have that privatized, they start to appeal to the biggest demographic, which is the lowest educational quadrant.
Wait.
That's what they do.
Why should I subsidize Ken Burns in his latest documentary that said makes millions of dollars in DVD sales, downloads, whatever? Millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars.
I think the argument that they have there is that that's their bake sale, basically. They show the Ken Burns, and that gets people to call up and privately donate. I mean, they do get private donations as well, right? They do the televised. I've donated before. I've donated to NPR before because I've
actually done fundraisers on TV. On TV, I've actually done it. I've done plenty of TV drives, but I don't think I would feel comfortable. I was asked to do it in Kansas City to come on and be on their fundraiser for PBS television, and I said, I didn't tell them.
If they could take the politics out, I would be much better.
I'm not going to.
I would endorse them personally, but I just can't because I don't like the slant politics.
I just told them, I said, if I'm going to do this, we need some more Bigfoot stuff. The thing that I told them. I said, come on.
That's the problem.
Work on that.
Capitalism always appeals to the lowest common denominator.
It does. Dear God in heaven, are you kidding me?
It does.
Are you acting like there's nothing intelligent on? When I go to Netflix, I watch all sorts of programs on Netflix that are not lowest common denominator stuff. I watch a lot, mostly documentaries. Like that murder in South Dakota. That was intellectually stimulated. No, I'm kidding. The serial killer. No, but there are outlets for intelligent programming. Don't act like the only place you can go get intelligent programming is PBS.
Let's go ahead and let's look at it right now. I swear this is totally I am not going to editorialize. This is what is on PBS. No, this is what's on Discovery Channel, rather.
Yes.
This is what I'm talking about. This is Unbridled Capitalism. A show. Epic Houseboats. Wow, so educational.
That's a great show.
Epic.
I love that
Beach Homes. Wow. And then Naked and Afraid is going to be running from 3 p.m. till midnight. Naked and Afraid, where they just drop people off in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so stimulating. Woo! Oh, man. Now, let's go and see what's on
What about
PBS.
HGTV, Tiny House Hunters? Tell me that's not intellectually stimulating.
PBS schedule. I guarantee it's going to be Ken Burns and Nova.
Yeah, and how many people are going to watch it? Go ahead.
Nobody is. That's the problem. People don't want smart programming. People don't like smart stuff.
Well, then why should I freaking pay for you,
People
snob?
like dumb stuff.
Why should I pay for some snob to watch some snotty show that nobody's going to watch?
I want to be smart. I don't want to be like these people.
Go be smart on your own dime, damn it. I
don't want to be watching this.
Go get your smart Netflix. Go get your smart Netflix. I'll watch the stupid stuff.
I can't pull up the schedule because PBS has a terrible mobile website.
Well, we need some more public money for that.
We do.
We need some more public money for that.
Austin City Limits is on, maybe?
Austin City Limits. I mean,
that's just a concert.
I know. I've seen it. That's
just
I know
a
all this stuff.
All right, we've done enough on PBS, I guess. Sorry, I apologize.
It's okay.
All right, pull all their funding.
You're a snob.
Not a single dollar goes to
really, when was the last time you went to see the symphony?
I saw Handels Messiah on Christmas Eve.
Who gave you the tickets?
I thought they were purchased for me by a friend, but then after the show, we had this awkward exchange, and they said, okay, well, that'll be $37 because I bought the ticket. And I went, I thought this was a gift for me to, well, you can buy me some beer, I guess. No, you'll run up the bar tab much more than $37.
So when you invite me to go to the symphony with you, you expect that person expected you to?
Yeah, I thought that they were going to buy the tickets for me.
Yeah.
Turns out we're
it's like the last thing I want to do is go see Handel's Messiah. I mean, it's nice and all that, but really, honestly, the symphony, really,
I was waiting for that one song because I didn't know any other songs except the end one, the Hallelujah. And I went, oh my God, I know this one. Hallelujah. I was so excited when it came on.
It's just that you only know the Hallelujah. You don't know the other.
I don't know anything else. I didn't know any. I didn't actually. I thought it was a play, to be honest. I was very disappointed when I found out Handels Messiah. Turns out not a play.
No.
Just people playing instruments and singing.
It's classical music with the guy standing up there with a stick.
Yeah.
I never understood that.
If somebody can't come out and act out the Jesus parts.
Well, that's opera.
That's what I thought I was.
That's
seeing.
opera. All right. What about Rachel Maddow? You recall last week she had a big scoop on Trump's taxes, and it turned out to be it turned out to be nothing.
Yeah.
It turned out that he pays more taxes than Bernie Sanders and Barack Obama.
And it was only 2 pages.
It was 2 pages.
And somehow,
it was those two. It wasn't the whole return. It was just the 2 pages that you sent into the IRS.
Right.
I mean, essentially, the cover pages that just essentially tell you how much you made and how much you paid.
But people are saying that she got burned bad. I mean, they're equating this to Geraldo opening up the vault of Al Capone.
If this is the case, and it sounds like the person who fed her the information, the Pulitzer Prize winning journalist or whatever, gave that to her, and if that's all he had, and maybe it's because they're so desperate for material about Donald Trump's taxes, they thought this, but she did get played. She got played. But I guess because it wasn't a story, and if you knew that before her broadcast and you fed that to her, and this was some sort of, she got hosed.
Well, why did I guess my question on it is, why did she not review the information before? It was only 2 pages.
You should know.
Why did she not? I mean, right before the cameras went live, hold on, I'm going to read this real quick because, I mean, it seemed like
she has a lot of handlers. If you look at a show like that, she's got a lot of handlers and she doesn't do everything herself.
Yeah.
Not saying she's not a smart person. She's not a whatever. And I'm not a big fan of her just because of her politics, but it sounds like she was relying on other people to feed her the information. Trust me, Rachel, this is a big deal. Okay. And then she had to spend 20 minutes bloviating about why this could be important. And she had the guy who was with her who actually gave her the information. I'm trying to remember his name. I had it earlier this week.
I have not been following this story.
Well, there was
last I heard there was a rumor that maybe Trump himself leaked it to MSNBC because it actually made him look pretty damn good.
Yeah, David K. Johnston is the guy who fed her the information. Now, Trump is saying that he wants to go after the people who leaked it. If it were Trump, and I don't think it was, it would be a mind-blowingly amazing feat of sabotage on her show. I don't think that happened.
Yeah,
I don't think that happened. But David
you don't
K.
think
Johnson,
Trump is smart enough to pull that off?
There's some degree of that.
Fair.
He does some things that are genius, but then he does some things that I think he kind of stumbles into.
Yeah.
This I think is a little bit much. This is you can't think this way. You can't sit on this and wait until the moment that Rachel Maddow decides she finally has the information and then release it. And they did release when David K. Johnston wrote the White House. The White House said, okay, yeah, that's fine. And then they contacted the media and said, here's how much I made. And then Rachel Maddow went on the air and did it. That's how it happened. Now, this guy Johnston, we're talking about there was this tax that Trump wants to get rid of, which would essentially, and I'm drawing a blank on what it's called.
Sorry, it's hot in here. You're probably suffering.
It's a little warm in here. Yeah, it's a little bit of heat stroke. But anyway, basically, he's making excuses now, saying, well, Trump wants to get rid of this tax now, and if he would have had it back then he wouldn't have to pay any tax. Well, that doesn't matter because that's what he had to pay tax then. Anyway, her ratings plummeted, by the way, because
her ratings after the fact, but
huge.
They were huge on that night.
On that night, absolutely.
But did she not? I didn't watch it, and I really paid very little attention to it because once I knew the story, once I knew what the 2 pages contained, did she present them as 2005's tax returns?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So she did. Okay.
Here it is.
12 years old.
Here it is.
Did she?
No, I can't do that on this computer.
No.
She did it just like that because now we're doing the live feed. I usually play it off this other computer.
I got it.
Anyway, what I'm trying to get to is that this hurt her. I don't know how long this is going to happen. Hurt her, but her 2554 demo went down 54% the days following this. So it really bit her in the butt. Her ratings have gone through the ceiling since Donald Trump was elected president.
Right,
Makes sense. So, how long, and a lot of people are saying, like this is Al Capone's vault all over again. But it bit her in the rear end. We'll see if this actually, 36% overall ratings plummet the very next day after this show. So is her credibility that important to you as a liberal, as somebody who likes her likes her taking on Donald Trump. Is her credibility so big to you as somebody who is a Trump hater that you're going to leave this show forever? I doubt it.
Well, yeah, and I as somebody who's not a Maddow fan or a liberal, it makes sense to me. I will say you got to be careful with your own bias, though, because, I mean, ESPN's ratings go up the day after the Super Bowl, and then they go way down the next week because everybody's interested in it at that time.
Do you think, let me ask you this, because ESPN's been suffering, and they've been doing, and you're more of a sports dude than I am, certainly, and we're going to wrap things up because I know you got to go.
Yeah, I got a hard out.
ESPN, their ratings dropping. Do you think that's because of their politics that they've skewed left? Because a lot of people say it is.
No. People my age get all their highlights from the internet.
Okay.
I go to NBA.com. I can watch everything. Boom,
wait. Hold on.
Yeah, there's this thing called the web. The web?
No, wait.
You heard of it?
Hold on. Are you saying that, and I hear the NCAA tournament is happening.
Yeah.
There's a place I can go for the scores without watching the games on ESPN?
You can actually go to ncaa.com, and then you can watch these neat little packages.
Hold on. I've got a computer in front of me. Is this the internet that we're talking about?
That's right. Yeah. You can
the internet. What do I do?
www.ncaa.com.
Is that .com?
That's going to come up there. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep, there we go. You can even watch it live on there. Well, I'll be darned.
Well, son of a gun.
Right.
I don't have to watch ESPN anymore.
See, that is ridiculous, though. When people start talking to me, the politics, or what? No, it's not the politics. It's the fact that why would I wait? Even they've done their best because on SportsCenter they have the little sidebar where they tell you, coming up, we're going to break down the KU game. Or I can just get on my phone right now and I can say, what happened in the... Siri, who won the Kansas basketball game? There we go. Oh, damn. Well, that's a bad example. She's finding the next one.
I've got a digital assistant. I've got Alexa. That's pretty
there we go.
Cool. But she can tell me, too. I know.
I hit Kansas, and now I'm going to get all the information on that, and I can start watching clips on here on this very cell phone. I don't have to watch ESPN.
No.
I don't even have to go to their website anymore.
No.
Siri just brought it up for me.
Oh, no. I've got Alexa.
Thank you, Siri.
I love Alexa. She's pretty great. Wow.
I don't know what that means. I think she's coming on to me there.
What did she say?
I gave it why thanks, Jared, but in the awkward cadence there. I gave her the Australian accent. I found it sexier. Is that strange that I wanted my phone to sound sexy?
My wife has an Australian accent on her phone.
Yeah. The mail.
It's like riding around with Jude Law.
It is good, yeah.
It is.
I like it.
One other final thought before you have to blow out.
The Australian thing.
Have you been paying attention to the NCAA tournament at all?
I have been, yeah.
You have been. I have not. It's
been a pretty chalk tournament so far.
What have you seen that's surprising thus far? Northwestern got blown out. Not a big surprise, but a lot of people were thrilled that Northwestern got in.
Yeah. Well, it was a bad call in that game.
Yeah, that's what I heard. A lot of people were heartbreaking.
No, the thing that's stood out to me the most is how chalk it is, because I have friends that try to get too cute and pick the lower seeds.
I always
pick the higher seeds. And I think for the past several years, number one seeds have last year was all one seeds, right?
Yeah.
So you're always better off just picking the higher seeds.
100%.
And take that. And as somebody who has just a little bit of money riding on a couple of these matchups.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll see.
Who do you have in the Final Four? Or who do you have in the Final Two, or who do you have winning it?
I didn't fill out a bracket this year.
Okay, gotcha.
I did not fill out a bracket. Hang on, I got to pull up I did make a Final Four prediction.
All right, let me hear this. By the way, my son could be going to Kansas. I took Will to junior day at Kansas. So he could be going. He could be a Jayhawk.
He's going.
I have never been. Have you been to a KU game?
Out of the Fieldhouse, yeah. Several games.
Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
Unbelievable, the history of that building.
Go out there. The best games to see, the K-State games.
Oh, yeah.
Go KU, K-State.
All right.
And it's just nonstop. You will feel, maybe you wouldn't like it, actually, because you were bullied as a child. I was the bully. Because KU is clearly, I'm not even a KU fan, but significantly better than K-State.
Of course.
And they act like they're significantly better. And you have these poor K-State fans. They're like, you guys suck.
And then KU goes to K-State to play football.
Yeah.
And the opposite happens.
That's true.
It's so funny.
I really got off of the bully atmosphere, though. It's like, they do suck. Your team sucks. You have 20,000 people yelling at like 4 or 5 individuals. Like, all right, fine, please. I know our basketball team's not that great. You guys are better. You guys suck. You're so mean. I love it.
It's really funny though, because you go to KU and you're escorted around everything. They don't even acknowledge the football stadium, even though you're looking out over the stadium from the Career Center as they explain why you want to be at KU. They don't even acknowledge that's the football field. It's right there. They don't tell you. They point to the other buildings around it, but they don't even acknowledge the damn football field is down there.
I don't know what Memorial Stadium seats. It's got to be like 40,000.
Oh, it's big.
It's big.
It
40,
might be more than that, yeah.
It is. Oh. I have seen 2 games out there before. I saw him play Texas Tech. I think it's all. Yeah, it
is bad.
It's always empty. It's very sad. But this is why you go out there, though.
Yeah.
You have kids, right?
Yeah,
does Avery, does she like football? Probably not, right?
No, not at all.
So you could say, hey, we're going to a football game. Get excited. You can get the tickets for like $6. Yeah. Literally, I don't think I've ever paid more than $10 for tickets.
It's like when I lived in Columbia and I went to Mizzou games. You went there to watch the teams that were coming there to kick Mizzou's ass. And that's it. I mean, well, who's going to be the whatever? They're going to be the best team in football, ranked number 1. They'll kill KU, but we get to see them play before they go and win the national championship.
So I did that with the Chiefs preseason games. I remember Russell Wilson's first year in the league. I just wanted to see Russell Wilson, but I knew it was going to cost me an arm and a leg if I waited for an actual real game. And I wanted to take Brody out there, 3-year-old Brody. I think it was 3, maybe 2 at the time. Yeah. And we watched Russell Wilson out there for a preseason football game. Got that ticket, $10. Yeah, that's the way. KU is basically preseason football.
Thank you very much. Now, one other thought. Royals, what are you thinking about the Royals this year?
Oh, it's way too early for the Royals. I'm not even on baseball. Are you thinking baseball yet?
Not really.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that out
Baseball's boring to me.
Dating anybody?
Yes, I am seeing a lovely lady.
Are you really? Does it matter to her that you don't have a job?
Boy, bad timing on her. We went Facebook official, and then like a week and a half later, I said, well, baby, guess what? I might need you to support me. Yeah. Bad timing.
You should have not told her about that, being unemployed, and just say, I think we should move in together. And just move into her place. And don't tell her that you're unemployed.
Add me to your lease.
Son of a gun. How did that?
She's a homeowner, actually.
Is she really?
I know, I lucked out.
Well, there you go.
Actually, now that I think about it, though, she was planning on showing me off to her parents, and then
oh boy,
that conversation completely died over the last 2 weeks. I don't think she's very excited to introduce her unemployed boyfriend.
They're going to be at their Florida place this weekend. So, all right, okay. Well, thanks for coming and hang out. This is technically episode number 52 of the show, and glad to have you. And we reached about 2,600 people on the last video podcast. People watching it, download it. Make sure. I just go to my website, which is robcarsonshow.com, robcarsonshow.com. You'll find out where to watch this on YouTube and also download it and share with your friends. Jared Carter. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Okay, bye.
Bye, everybody.
See you.